Yeah, I'm going to talk about page forms and cargo. These are two MediaWiki extensions that I've been involved with. Well, I'm the main author of. The first one allows users to add, edit, and query data using forms, and it's really data within info boxes. And then the second one provides a lightweight way to store and query the data contained within those template calls. So together they work as a full database suite, I guess you could say. There's it's essentially one of 5 solutions for storing and querying data within within a wiki and editing. The others are OpenCSP, which you just heard about, Wikibase visual data, and of course page forms plus Semantic MediaWiki. Well, maybe not, of course, but I think page forms and cargo is the best of those, but you can be the judge. But one thing it definitely has an advantage over some of the others is that it avoids vendor lock-in. So because it uses standard infobox templates, you can just, if for whatever reason the software stops working or anything, which of course can happen with any software, any set of extensions, you can just uninstall them and you'll still have a standard infobox-based wiki like Wikipedia is. So anyway, so this is going to be actually an interactive talk, hopefully. So I created this site, this wiki at mudcon25.canasta.wiki. You'll hear a little bit more about Canasta later. But if anyone wants to go there and start editing, and well, we'll get to you know, to all the editing stuff. But feel free. You just need to go and request an account, and then I will approve your account. So so I figured the best way to start is to create a class. There's a special page called create class defined by page forms, and it ties in with either Cargo or Semantic MediaWiki, whichever is installed on your system. In this case, Cargo is installed, and then it creates a so-called class, which in this case means a combination of template, form, category page, and I think that's it. So let's come up with a class of data. I don't know if you can see this. Maybe I should increase the font size. What's a class of what's a type of page that we can create the data structure for and have fun doing it? Yes. Book. All right, that's pretty good. That's kind of a standard choice, but a German state, yes, as opposed to as a bund. Let's do book. So we have we need to just fill out a few things. We have the name of the template is book. The cargo table. In this case, I like to pluralize the name of the cargo table. It's basically a database table, which we'll see soon. And then you need to specify the form and category name. So again, I usually go singular for form and plural for book, for category rather. So what are some fields that we want to specify for books on this wiki?
Publication date.
Okay, well, somebody's excited about publication date. All right. Usually it's just the year, but I mean, it's a date either way, so sure. Publication date. If you leave the display, sorry, because I made it bigger, it's a little hard to see the flow of it. So here you specify the type. These are all cargo types. Hopefully most of these are pretty self-explanatory. This one in this case is just a date. How about something else? Sure, that's a good one. We'll make that, even though it's all numbers, we'll make it a string. I think that's better actually, because it's not really treated as a number. Excellent. So actually, let's go with authors for this one. And we'll specify that it holds a list of values. So this can, with the delimiter of a comma, which is fine, presumably. Actually, it can be a little risky because people can have commas in their names, but we'll just do this for ease of for simplicity. We'll make it a string also. You could make it a page. Actually, let's make it a page, just in case we want to have pages for authors. Anything else? Genre. Okay, sure. We can make this one a list too. This one. So yeah, we're specifying that it's a list. We could just for fun. I mean, normally you'd want to have any infinite amount of genres, but just to show how it works, let's specify the list of allowed genres ahead of time. So I'll say sci-fi, mystery. What's a standard one? Western. Okay. What's a regular book called? Just novel or something? I don't know. Drama doesn't sound quite right, I think. Fine. This is good, I think. Unless anybody else. I mean, you could do. Dewey Decimal Number. Another great suggestion, but let's skip that. Because. Excellent. These are great ideas, but I feel like ISBN sort of covers the whole ID thing.
What about fiction or nonfiction?
Well, okay. Well, for genre, we can add nonfiction. Yeah. All right. We can do. Let's do number of pages. Actually, we haven't had a number yet. This is actually looking quite similar to a standard book example, but that's all right. So that'll be an integer. So okay, so
Is there possible then to add also the regular expression if I choose integer that, for instance, just the numbers from 0 to 100 are allowed? It's not possible here at the class definition.
that's interesting. Not within this form. This only gives a limited set of the functionality. We can add later within the form itself to prevent negative numbers. That's the only thing that I guess, or zero for that matter. It's the only thing that, the only sort of out of bounds value for this. So okay, so let's create it. Let me check meanwhile to see if anyone has requested an account. Okay, not yet. All right. So it says the specified pages will be created. So it created already a template, form, and category. So this might be, even those of you who have used page forms, this relatively new approach might be new to you. As you can see, this is what the template looks like. There's essentially there is no wiki text in here per se. There's nothing to actually looks like a display. That's because of these relatively new parser functions: template params, which declares the set of parameters that the info box takes, and then template display, which uses that set of parameters to display whatever it is. In this case, a table. You can have different formats. So there's that. There's the very similar looking cargo declare. It's a little bit redundant, but that's how it goes. Cargo declare does the same thing for the storage of the info box data. In this case, and usually there's a one-to-one correspondence between a template field and a cargo field, but not necessarily. You can do all kinds of more complicated things. And then finally, there's cargo store, which handles the storage for each individual call to the book template. And sorry if that's confusing. This will hopefully make more sense. So let's start by creating the cargo data table. This is all we need to do, and now in the back end, a new database table, actually a few, but mostly one database table has been created for this books cargo table. So you can think of it as essentially a cargo table is essentially a database table behind the scenes. Yeah, question.
Oh, I'm just curious about the reason for relying on the implicit store, given that we're like machine generating all of this text. Like, why not just go ahead and put the explicit parameter definitions into the cargo store, so that like if someone wanted to say strip a percentage sign from a possible user input or something, it would be more clear for them how to modify what's getting stored because the parameters are.
That's true. You're saying why doesn't special create class automatically add, ISBN equals ISBN or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a certain advantage to do that. The advantage of doing it this way and having it basically, if you don't do this, then it goes and says, okay, there's a template parameter called ISBN and a cargo field called ISBN. So those two, because they have the same name, you should set the cargo field to the value of the template field. The nice thing if you don't do this is that if you then change anything here, it automatically, you only need to change it in one spot. If that makes sense. I mean, if you keep it simple like this, then let's say I want to add in. Well, let's say I want to add in Dewey Decimal, I can just do that here. We'll hopefully get to that to actual changes later or whatever it's called. That I just need to change it in template params and in cargo declare, and then in these other two.
All or nothing then, because the store is still worth if some of them are written in there and some of them.
That's true, but I'm saying that's the reason why special create class doesn't add in stuff that will get created automatically. So we have, although of course all of this is open to change. So we have this books table now. It has 0 rows. So let's start populating it. And here is the page at special:(cargo tables, which shows the current view of the data. And this will look nicer once there is actually some data in here. So now we have a book template. Let's create some books. And of course, this is a good time if anyone wants to join in. You can just create books also. What's a good book? What? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's okay. Sure. Does it have 1 H or 2? I'm not sure if I'm spelling hitchhiker guy correctly actually. I know. That somehow looks wrong. All right. Yeah, that's probably right. Okay, what was it? 1981 or something. So this is what the form looks like. We haven't even got to the forms actually. Let me first, before I do this, let me show you what the form looks like for people who don't know about page forms. This too was created automatically. This looks more like Wikitext. It's not quite Wikitext in that it's a custom syntax that page forms uses. And what's really nice is the form is all contained in Wikitext, so you can just change it, and you can see the version history. Same as with template. You can look at the page history to see how the data structure has changed and what exactly it looked like at any point in time. So basically, each of these field tags here get turned into an input in the form. So here, is that right? There's auto completion on this field using so-called tokens. The different people have called them different things. Some people call them chips. It's basically a user interface style. I think it originated with Gmail, actually, where there's auto-completion on any set of values. I guess this would go in sci-fi of all these options. And it has, I don't know, 350 pages. And then let me put in a good book. Let me put in some free text. So once I create that, hopefully it displays the info box nicely, and then it shows the free text at the bottom. The text created, looks very similar to the top of any Wikipedia article. It basically looks the way you would imagine it would look. And so now a few things have happened. First of all, it shows up nicely, and it even turns page values into links. Second, you get this edit with form tab at the top, and that is specified actually in the category page, that every page in this category gets this form. So the nice thing about page forms is you can not only create new pages but edit existing pages using any of these forms, and it looks the way you would expect it to look. So if I say, oh wait, no, it's not a 6 at the end, it's a 7 at the end, I can do that and put in the summary as you would expect. So now I can look in the page history, and as you might guess, you can see the whole, you can see what's changed. So that covers the form editing, but then there's the storage. Now if I refresh this cargo tables, ooh, somebody created a second book. How did you do that? I didn't even. Is this open to what is going on here? Is this open for outside editing? Maybe it is. Oh, okay. How strange. We might have actually, during the testing, we might have removed the restriction when we were setting up this wiki. So yeah, actually, I guess anyone can just create an account. Do I dare click on this? Okay. Oh, this is a sci-fi book. Great. So that's great. And feel free to keep adding pages, actually. So now, if I click on this, I can see the whole cargo table, which essentially looks like a spreadsheet or a database table, and you can see the entire set of data in one place. And notice I didn't need to do anything in order to get this this display. Cargo provides it automatically. And you get this drill down also if I click on the little filter icon. Not that exciting right now. Hopefully it'll look more interesting later on as more data gets added. But that too comes automatically with cargo. Let me show. Well, I want to show two other things. Let me show how you can use data transfer to automate the process of data entry. This is a separate extension, but basically you can take a spreadsheet and import it en masse with each row becoming a separate page in the wiki. So let's say I have a list of books from the library that I want to import en masse. It probably wouldn't be a good idea to use the form to add each one. So let me just add books and their authors, and that's it. What's I don't know, Gone with the Wind? That's a book. Margaret Mitchell. What's Okay, sure. Is that a book? Or it's not just a play? All right. It's had some other names, but we won't get into that. Agatha Christie. what was it? It's German authors. What's that book? The Glass something. Oh, Steppenwolf. Who wrote Steppenwolf? Oh, the Glass Bead Game. Okay. We once got at a wiki event a long time ago. We got an actual glass bead game, which is weird. I couldn't figure out the rules. I guess I don't know. Who wrote this thing?
The same author as the Steppenwolf, Hermann Hesse.
Hermann Hesse. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, well, let me put book number of pages. Is that what it was called? Number of pages. So here, this is a little bit of syntax, but 100, 150, 200. Actually, maybe, fine. It's a little bit of syntax, but this is the standard syntax that the data, sorry that this is tiny. Actually, it's very tiny. Let me just save this as a CSV file, books.csv. Yeah, sorry, this is almost unreadable. But now if I go here to admin links again, this is provided by an extension called admin links. I can import that CSV. And of course, if you have a spreadsheet with 3 rows, you can have one with, 1,000 rows. Let me look for books.csv. There it is. Hopefully this will work. All right. Let's see what recent changes looks like. Okay, nice. Data transfer uses jobs, so this might take a while, although on the other hand, maybe something got broken. That'd be unfortunate. Well, no opportunity for debugging here. All right. Gosh. Yeah, this all looks correct. Sorry that you can't see it. All right, let me try it one more time. So there's that. Anyway, this hopefully will work at some point. Will show up at some point within the wiki. Okay, so we have here this set of books and the automatic drill down, which shows up, and it looks more exciting when there's more data, and so it's not just one of everything. But I mean, you can sort of imagine how this will work. Oh yeah, do you have a question?
What's more storage and the data structure if I'm using multiple instances within the page forms?
I'm very glad you asked that, because that's the next thing I want to talk about.
Import, how I do the CSV import, how it needs to be structured, or whether it's possible at all.
It is possible to import multiple instance data using data transfer, and for that you would just need to specify append to existing content. Basically, you'd have a separate spreadsheet for one template versus the other. But once we get to that, it'll make more sense. So let's do that now. What's an example that? Let me backtrack. One nice feature of forms, and one thing that Cargo actually handles quite well, is so-called multiple instance templates, which you can think of as just an array of data within a single page, as opposed to just a row of data. So what's an example? Let's add something to this book form. What's an example of something there can be multiple ones of within a book? Edition. All right. Sure. I was hoping to demonstrate coordinate data, But I guess we can do that for editions. We can sort of do the coordinates of the publisher. It'll be a little contrived, but that's all right. Actually, so let's go to special create class again. We'll create a new class called edition. This one will be different though in that it won't have its own form. Actually, no. Let's make the form. Let's so that we can then copy it into the book template. So once again, singular for the template, plural for the cargo table, singular for the form, and plural for the category. What makes sense for an edition? I guess once again, publication date. Let's do a contrived one. Coordinates of publisher. Because I really want to show how maps work within this whole setup. Anything else? We could do number of edition, of course. Maybe that should have been at the top. All right, that should be good enough. Okay, so let's create that. Now if we look at recent changes, we see the template has been created. Now the category, now the form. So actually, let's get rid of this category. I shouldn't have specified a category at all. We don't actually need the form, although it's helpful to get the form because it has the wiki text that we want. So the idea is, you could have, of course, a separate page for each edition, but I want to show how you can have it within the page of the book. So we'll just take this whole thing here, all the relevant stuff, and add it to the book form. So below the information about the book, we'll have a whole set of rows that you can add for the editions. So all we need to do here is specify that this is multiple, and of course it would be nice if special create class could do this automatically, but that's, the idea was to keep it simple. So we just need to specify that it's multiple instance template, and we'll give it a nice border around so it's easier to see what's going on. That might be everything. So now, if we go to a book, we can go to some existing book. Let's go here to cargo tables so we can see all the books. All right, how about this one again? So now if we edit this with the form, we should see, in addition to all the previous stuff, this input tool for multiple instance templates. So right now there's no additions. Let's add an addition. So this is really this is a neat functionality I wanted to show. So let's say the second edition. Well, I guess we can call it the first edition. Let's say that came out in 1981. So I can just, if I'm feeling really confident, I can just put a point on the map and call it a day. But if I if I want to look up a specific address, it can do geocoding here. So let's say I happen to know it's right near. Well, this is England, so let's say it's right near Buckingham Palace. I can type this in, and it'll bring me right there. So I say no, it's not actually there. It's in this. It's right nearby. in this field. So now I've created this one edition, and there it is. So the map is also used to display the information, not just for editing. And now, oh yeah, right. One other thing, I need to create the cargo table for that template as well. So yeah, if you know about Semantic MediaWiki, it uses something called sub-objects. So things that there's arrays of instead of rows of are treated differently as sub-objects. With cargo, everything is treated the same. Everything is just rows of tables. So now we can see that. All right. Now we can see. Hopefully, all right. The job ran. Now we can see that there's this separate table for editions with this information. The page is just the page for the book, but this information is specific to editions. And one other interesting thing, and this might be the last thing I want to show for this part, is now if I go to the edition template, there's one other neat thing I can do here. As you can imagine, it looks very similar to book in terms of the overall structure. But one thing I can do here is specify the parent table. You can specify more than one. In this case, there's just one. I specify the parent table is books, and that will be neat when we get to the drill down. It's not a very exciting drill down right now because there's only one row, but if you go to the drill down, now that it knows that books is the parent table of editions, you can also drill down on all the information on the main book-related information for that edition. So you want to say you want to see all the editions of a book written by Douglas Adams, and this will show that. Of course, there's just one. Let's add another one so that it's a little more exciting. We can go to this. Well, let's go to a different book. Okay, so this Terry Pratchett, another British book, I think. What's that? Okay, nice. So here, I'll just click randomly on some point. Let's say there's an edition in, is that Germany? I don't know, I should know this. Oh no, that's not Germany. I know, yeah, sorry. That's Poland. Oh yeah, right. Oh my gosh. That's, yes. So when did this come out? In the 70s? I don't know. So okay, so there happened to be the third edition was in Poland, was published in Poland. Let's say. Actually, let me add one more just for the heck of it. And there's all I don't want to get into too much detail, but there's all kinds of things you can do. You can set the input type to just be year so that you don't see all this date and month stuff every time, if assuming you never actually want to enter a specific date for publication. So let's say this one came out somewhere in the Northeast U.S. This was the fourth edition or something. So once I do that, it'll make for a more exciting drill down, but among other things, you can you can get to drill down from here too via special drill down. You can see a map. So the display is not just a standard category type thing. You can also see maps and timelines. So here we're going to see a map of all the editions that have come out of any book, and then you can further drill it down. So I just want to see the editions that are in a book by Terry Pratchett, and there they are. There's a map with those too. So it's really neat. I mean, all of this stuff just comes for free once you've created these data structures. I haven't needed to create any queries, really to think about what makes sense for this data structure. It's sort of does the what it thinks is the most reasonable thing to do given a specific data structure. And then because there's a date field, you can also see a timeline. Not that exciting. Yeah. Oh yeah, Rich.
Is the drill down a separate extension?
No, it comes built in with Cargo. Cargo. I mean, if you're more familiar with the Semantic MediaWiki family, Cargo basically replicates the functionality of about 10 SMW-based extensions. Including SMW itself. Well, there's more I can show. I don't know if anybody has questions about specific parts of this whole system. I do wish that data transfer import had worked. I might have just gotten a character wrong or something. Who knows?
That's a question of job queue processing.
It might be just waiting in the job queue. Who knows? Anyway, you basically got the idea, I hope. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
When I create additional fields after the initial setup, we had a create class approach. How does that data table gets updated?
Yes. Okay, great question. All right, let's change something in the book's data structure. We can add a field or change one of the fields. What's another field that we can add to this? I guess we can add Dewey Decimal Number. So if we go to this template for books, let's add the Dewey Decimal Number here. Let's put it right. What? What do you mean miscellaneous?
Cover picture.
Oh, cover picture. That's not a bad idea, actually, because that shows another cover image, I guess. That shows another type of data field. So we would add that there because it's an info box / template field, and we'll add it here because it's also a cargo field, and we specify that it's of type file, I think is the name for it. And that's all we need to do here for the template. It's quite possible, yeah. Yes, thanks. It probably complained if I had scrolled down, you would have seen a little warning there. Okay, so now we just need to recreate the data in the cargo table. We could put it into a replacement table if it were, a 100,000 row table, and we don't want to mess up the querying while the whole recreation happens. But this should be pretty fast. Cool. So now if we keep reloading this, refreshing this, it'll get added. So we have this new cover image field here. Let's just go. We need to make one more change, which is to the form, to add that in. At the end here, oops. So we'll say cover image, and it's a field. Sorry, the what? Yes, the recreation. Yeah, it's done via the job queue. Yeah, that's why I needed to keep refreshing the page. All right, cool. Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot to make this uploadable. If it's pretty neat. If you just add the parameter uploadable to a form field, then then you can upload a file. Hopefully, for other people, the permissions of uploading permissions will work. Yeah. Question.
Just a question, this create class, can this be redone?
No, you can no. If you redo it, it'll just overwrite what was there before. You can instead use a different extension called page schemas, where it defines an XML structure, a bit of XML that defines the entire data structure, format, template, and so forth, and then you can re-edit that. I could show that, but there's not enough time, I think. But check out the page schemas extension if you want that kind of reusability or modifiability. So now if I click on any of these, cool, there'll be this new cover image thing, and it lets me upload a file. This was actually recently modified to look nicer, but this is the current standard interface. Well, let me just do it quickly here. Well, okay, you can see all whatever random stuff I have. I don't want to show. I don't know. Who knows what's there? Maybe now it sounds like I have something horrible on my PC. But anyway, feel free to upload a file. If you do, please let me know so we can see. Actually, gosh. If I go to cargo here, if I go now to cargo tables, we'll be able to see if anybody uploaded a cover image. Oh, fantastic! All right, cool. Yeah, one person uploaded a cover image, so you can see it here within the table, and also if you look on that page, you can see it there. Note, I didn't have to add anything special for this to work. It knows that it's of type file, and so it will display it as a file. Cool. Yeah, okay. So that's page forms and cargo. Yeah, actually, well, does anybody have any other? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Rich. Other questions?
Fabulous. Does Cargo provide pivot tables?
Can you please repeat the question?
Yeah, does Cargo provide pivot tables? Yeah, we haven't even gotten to querying because so much of this just comes automatically. But let's create a Cargo query. Seems like a good thing to try out. Actually, I'm not sure. I should know what pivot tables are. It's like some Excel thing, or it's a data warehouse thing.
So if you're interested in a unique list of genres, and then you wanted to count the number of books within that genre, and that would be a sort of pivot function.
Yeah, okay. Well, so genre, I think, oh no, okay. Genre is not a page, although it could be, but we can do the same thing with authors. No, we can say for any author to show all of the books that they've written. Yeah, I mean, ideally there would be a template, an author template that had that. I guess we could do that very quickly.
So just to clarify, I don't doubt that you can craft something that produces the pivot table results. What my question was, is there a built-in pivot function in Cargo?
There's no built-in pivot function. There is at least, I think, in special create template, which comes from page forms, you can specify this template should aggregate fields from this other table. Yeah, just to show one example, this might be hard to read, what an example of a query would look like, you just need to specify tables equals books in this case, fields equals, let's just do page name, just a single field, and then where authors. Because authors holds as a list, we have this special keyword called holds that's used for that. I wish SQL had native support for something like this, but it doesn't. But oh yes, I do. Thank you. How does this look? Does this look correct?
I always put double quotes in case it didn't attach to be.
Excellent. Okay, let's see if that worked. So if this worked, then I just need to go to any of the author pages and put in an author template. And of course, this can be done via forms. Cool. Okay, that worked. Yeah, and I haven't even gotten to all the different display formats that Cargo provides. In this case, it would just show up as a comma-separated list because that's the default. But there's a lot. I mean, if it holds coordinate data, you can show everything as a map. You can do an unordered list, ordered list, all the same things that Semantic MediaWiki provides just about. Calendars, timelines, tables. All right, well, we have a little bit of time left, so there's just one more thing. I've always wanted to do one of those just one more thing things. Now I finally get my chance. Let me log in here. So there's another extension I wanted to demo. Which I'm really excited about. I'm not the author of it, but I've been involved in the creation of it, mostly just from a encouragement point of view, cheerleading, I guess. It's called Wanda, and it's installed on this wiki, but it's not. It wasn't visible. So let me just. I hope this is okay that you guys see this. Seems fine. I'm going into the I'm going into the Canasta internals, and you'll see you'll hear more about Canasta later. Yeah, I mean, everyone's talking about AI. It's sort of expected now that that any piece of software will have sort of built-in AI support, or hardware for that matter. But MediaWiki essentially lacks it. There's various tools. I think Wanda, and I'll show you. Let me show you the page for the extension because it's already released. I think it's the easiest one to use. It can connect to all sorts of standard LLM providers, OpenAI, which is ChatGPT, Anthropic, Olama, which is like a common self-hosted one, and it just lets you ask questions in natural language style. So, okay, so I just enabled the pop-up. So now on every page, well, we'll get to that. Now on every page, there's a pop-up. Let's hope this works. Oh, okay, it's a little. All right, here we go. The font made it a little hard to read. So what's one of the books we? How about a different one? Okay, we can do that. No, what was the Terry Pratchett one? Hogfather. Who wrote Hogfather? Now this one happens to be configured to point to ChatGPT, and it uses. It's not quite RAG, or maybe it is. I'm not sure about the definition, but it goes and connects to Elasticsearch and sees all the text on the wiki. So yeah, to answer the question, you can also use public knowledge additionally. So now I can basically ask about any book. let's see if it gives a different answer now that if it goes out to the worlds. Okay, yeah, same thing, but this one I can also do, what is it, disk world or something? But of course, it's better, yeah, okay. So this is going out to ChatGPT, which happens to know everything, I guess, but it's nice to actually connect to what's on the wiki to avoid hallucinations and that sort of thing. Yeah, your question?
Just for completeness, can you uncheck the box and search for the Discworld?
Sure, let me uncheck it.
Yeah.
Let's see if it
Now it might
really.
be in the context though.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, great. I could. Yeah, it didn't try to hazard a guess. It didn't make something up.
It's worth testing.
Sure.
But it does not provide sources if it searches in the context.
So what I get
Well, it depends on where it gets the information. The second time I asked about it, I did have the use public knowledge checked, and it was a little more informative, but it gave the same source. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't provide a source. Right. In theory, I guess we've talked about that actually, having it actually provide a URL or something, because presumably it has that information. I'm not sure actually.
Is there a way to configure this such that it takes like some section of the previous chat into the context window? Because this seems like, it's completely stateless. I mean, putting more chat into it is technically also stateless, but that you would get an answer.
I
Like,
actually,
this
I
information is actually not on the wiki, but from our previous chat, I know that this is.
Oh, I thought you just meant please provide more information on. I don't know. I don't know if it actually keeps. That might be specific to the LLM that's being contacted or something. I'm not sure.
Doesn't matter like what you feed the LLM. You could just feed it more of the chat. So that's like.
I see. Okay. Yeah. No, I don't think it's being fed anything right now, but that it should be easy to specify if that's being done. Yeah. It's amazing with LLMs. You can change so much of the functionality by just changing the prompt or sending in what information you send in. So that's Wanda. I hope people try it out. You may have seen this little thing. One amazing thing about having an LLM built into your wiki is that it then can provide a sort of resource for an entire ecosystem of extensions that make use of that LLM. So actually, this really is breaking news because these were just created in the last few days and they're not publicized yet. But the main author of Wanda, Sanjay Tyagarajan, created two other extensions, Wanda Score and Wanda Scribe, that require Wanda make use of it to do different things. So Wanda Score in this case assigns a score to each page based on the contents. Of course, this is a very unexciting page. It got only a 50 because it literally just contains one word, which is author. I happened to have tried it out. I like to do things specific to the locale of the conference. So there's an author who was born in Hanover in the 1700s called Friedrich von Schlegel, or just Friedrich Schlegel. So this is a translated, one of his famous works, translated into English. So this got a Wanda score of 80. Now if we click on this, it'll be more interesting. It likes his work. It thinks it's relatively unbiased. It was definitely written by a human. It's not too concise. And this is just like, the first half of a chapter. But anyway, so this is, just sort of a writing assistant. And speaking of writing assistants, there's the other extension that he just recently created is called Wanda Scribe. And you can see it here because I enabled it. So now, I think Blue Spice has something similar to this, but the basic idea is if I select any part of this text, here. Okay. So if I select this paragraph, I can then have it make suggestions. Like here, let me see if I simplify it. So this is the original text, and then the simplified version. Actually, the make casual one is my favorite. Okay, we have this long paragraph. We got to focus on the big picture and not get bogged down on little details. So yeah, if I decide that this is actually an improvement over the original, I don't know if that's heresy. It's not, but anyway, in this case. But so I just applied it. So now I can resave the page. I'll just show the changes to show what this Wanda Scribe thing recommended. So these are both really neat in and of themselves, and also I think show what is possible with this Wanda system. Of course, with AI Access in general, these kinds of LLM or AI-based extensions, functionality. And there's really no limit. I think it would be great, for instance, to have something like this that allows for automated editing. So you can say, well, for example, take this spreadsheet here and create a set of pages based on that, or apply this change across the entire wiki or whatever it is. Yeah, I mean, this is, I guess, this is the shape of things to come. I guess I have mixed feelings about it, as I do about AI in general. But I think this is where there's a lot of really interesting functionality that could be, and probably will be, created in this way. All right, well, that's time, but if anyone has any last-minute questions, okay, all right, thank you.